Will the government open this upcoming week? This is getting seriously impacting the U.S. economy. What's your take?
I think it's likely to open Wednesday or Thursday of this week. The Democrats will wait until after Election Day because they think a shutdown is good for energizing the crazies in their party. But I think it'll be either late this week or early next week.
Are you going to have to give on the Obamacare subsidies?
No, the Democrats will collapse entirely.
And that was Texas Senator Ted Cruz with me on Sunday. He expects Democrats to reopen government after today, after Election Day. This is, of course, day 35 of the government shutdown, tying the longest shutdown in U.S. history. I think just from the flight delays piling up, that's a lot of pressure to have the Democrats come to the table. More than 400 delays and 30-plus cancellations in and out of the U.S. just this morning. We've been telling you about air traffic control and TSA agents calling in sick, working without pay. The Trump administration now says that it will partially resume SNAP benefits this month. The Department of Agriculture allocating nearly all of its $5 billion contingency fund to keep the program running. However, officials say maintaining that fund would require closer to $9 billion. Joining me now is Oklahoma Congressman Tom Cole. He's the chairman of the House Appropriations Committee. Mr. Chairman, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And you introduced a clean, nonpartisan funding extension, which earned the support of more than 300 organizations. Tell us about that, and what are your expectations for this government shutdown? Is Ted Cruz right?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Maria. Appreciate it very much. And I think Ted Cruz is right. I think he pretty much nailed it. I think they're waiting to the election. They've ginned their base up over this issue. But it is causing serious damage. We introduced a clean continuing resolution weeks ago. It passed the House. It had the support of the majority in the Senate. The Democrats were literally using a Senate rule that they opposed, the filibuster, to put millions of Americans out of work, deny them their paychecks, put people in a situation where they're hungry, that need assistance, cripple the government. So thank God President Trump's been there so our troops could at least get paid the last couple of paychecks. But, you know, he can't keep pulling rabbits out of a hat. He's got to have Congress to open the government up, giving the support he needs. I think we will do that later this week or early next week.
What is your sense of what the next clean continuing resolution will look like in terms of funding government? I mean, obviously, you're not going to fund government until November 21st anymore, right?
Correct. We'll need more time to get the work done. We have 3 bills that are almost done. I would not be surprised to see those 3 bills, which are, military construction, veterans affairs, agriculture, which takes care of SNAP and WIC, and the operations of Congress itself, the so-called ledge branch, get those things attached to that CR. It'll take, maybe a couple of days to work out the issues with our Democrats, but we've been negotiating that for quite some time. Then we'll move to another package, and we'll try and get this stuff done as quickly as we can.
So do you think that the CR that you would talk about, and one that will have to be voted on in the House again, would fund government until when? The end of the first quarter, after midterm elections?
Probably not that long. I would prefer to keep it shorter, go into January. We need to get the appropriations bills done, period. So all the funding is there through September 30th of next year, and then move about our work expeditiously. That's what we were doing. We were on track to get done, honestly, in late November, early December. This Democratic temper tantrum, shutting down the government over an unrelated object and then putting millions of people out of work has put us behind. But we're going to move pretty quickly and try and come up with a bipartisan set of compromises and keep the government open.
Very good. President Trump is ordering the Pentagon to prepare for possible military action in Nigeria if the country fails to crack down on the killing and persecution of Christians. The president wrote on Truth Social, quote, "If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians," warning the Nigerian government better move fast. Mr. Chairman, your committee responded to the president on X, saying we have full-year bills ready to support your priorities. Once Democrats end their shutdown, we will finish the job. Tell us more.
Well, we have legislation that would make Nigeria a country of interest. That means we're concerned about what's going on domestically there. Certainly the persecution of Christians is a genuine problem. We want to make sure our military is in the shape it needs to be. So if the president makes a decision, he's got the tools he needs. So we'll move quickly on that front. But the final decision is a presidential decision in this case. And, I think the president's got the world's attention, and that'll make a difference to what happens on the ground in Nigeria.
And of course, Congressman, President Trump has endorsed you for re-election, writing this: Tom knows the America First policies required to create great jobs, cut taxes and regulations, and champion our nation's golden age. He is fighting tirelessly to advance American energy dominance, keep our now very secure border secure, strengthen our military veterans, and defend our always under siege Second Amendment. Mr. Chairman, congratulations to you on that. Do you think this government shutdown helps you and your colleagues during this upcoming election in 2026?
Well, I don't think a government shutdown helps anybody because it's bad for the American people. But I think we've been on the right side of the issue. Almost every single Republican has consistently voted either to keep the government open or to reopen it during this Democratic shutdown. So that matters a lot to my constituents. Thank you, by the way, for mentioning President Trump's endorsement. He's carried every county in my state 3 times, so that matters, and very, very proud to have it.
Now, one of the analysts looking at the government potential reopening are talking about off-ramps, and one of those off-ramps would be the Affordable Care Act premium, shocking potential users there, and also the potential for a temporary 1-year subsidies reenactment. What's your take on whether or not the Republicans will be giving in this in terms of agreeing to any Obamacare subsidies?
I think they're likely in the Senate to agree to a vote. I don't think they're likely to agree to the subsidies. And then obviously we're waiting on the Senate to act. We've done our job consistently, but they've got to pass a bill, and then we'll react to that. I think any continuation of those subsidies would have a hard time in a Republican House. I do think, though, we're ready to negotiate with the Democrats in good faith. None of us want to see health care premiums go up, but you got to recognize the underlying legislation, Obamacare, is defective. It's turning into exactly what Republicans said it would be, literally almost 15 years ago now. And it needs to be fixed. So I think that's the way to go. We'll sit down, negotiate some changes with the Democrats, and try to get something that's decent for the American people. But this shows the fundamental defects in Obamacare. That's all we're seeing right now. And this, what the Democrats are asking, are subsidies on top of subsidies. That'll go on forever. Can't be allowed to happen. So again, I don't think we're likely to maintain those subsidies in their current form.
Yeah, really ironic how it has played out. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. We'll be watching your work. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
All right, Tom Cole joining us.